Jeev guys foster rash wig ag Aistriú 6 new sentences as always for you, and today it's going to be questions only. So this is one thing a lot of people can struggle with, especially if you're doing one-on-one classes. Often the conversation is so much aimed at questions being asked to you and you're getting used to answering questions and forming different statements or whatever, but often you don't get the chance to actually form a question. I've done videos before, I think I did 1 or 2 topic breakdowns recently on the idea of asking questions when you're asking with a question word, without a question word, directly on the verb, whatever it might be. And also we've touched a bit about a tá versus a will, which can sometimes come into it, though it's not the most important thing in the language. Certainly the main thing is to get the word order correct, and also the conjugation of any verbs you might be using. So head back and check out those videos if you want. Again, just look up in the Patreon bar questions or forming questions and it should come up. And when you're ready, we've got these 6 sentences, no particular order really in terms of the difficulty today, so it's not really like 1 to 6 as usual. They're kind of a bit random. Will they try to come back? Why are we still waiting? Would you like to wait for another while? That's in the plural, so essentially would ye or yous like to wait for another while? What's the best thing about them? Did you like everything? Please use taten for that one. And did he see you? Right, did he see you? So those are the 6 sentences. As always, take as much time as you want, guys, pen and paper, even if you have to come back to it in a day or 2 before you listen to this breakdown coming up. And now when you're ready, let's break them down one by one. So Ibrahim Erdus, will they try to come back? Anion hishid irucht chocht arash. Anion hishid irucht chocht arash. Okay, with most of these, there's not really too many alternatives. Normally in Aistriú, there's loads of different ways you could say the one sentence, but for this one and most of the ones today, it's pretty much only one way to be exactly correct. You could maybe use the verb fill, but that's more so return than come back. So it depends on the context whether it'll work or not. But firstly, when we're talking about try, guys, before a verb, so in other words, to try to eat, to try to run, to try to paint, whatever it might be, that the verb is afterwards, we're going to say essentially to make an effort. And that makes sense in English, to make an effort to run, to make an effort to paint, whatever it is. If we're saying to try and it's a noun, so to try some water, to try a new food, to try out a new car, try out a new t-shirt, then there's a few different things we can use. We can use trial, so riil me, I tried, or bhuin me trialas, I tried as well. I basically extracted a trial out of, and that's probably your best one or most fluent one to use. So bhuin me trialas and chora nua, I tried out the new car, basically. But here we've got a verb after it, it's to come back. So it's, in other words, will they make an effort to come back? Remembering that in the present and the future, when it's directly on the verb, will they make, or do you do, whatever. Present and future will just take an on and an then onto the verb. So on yenhi, sheed, we need to put the sheed first, because again, forget about the effort. It's just will they make, firstly, then an effort. So that's kind of the object here. Will they make an effort to come back? Chocht arash. We have no noun here anyway that could suffer the action, but even if we did, remember chocht and dull, like we talked about on the topic breakdown recently, do not invert their transitive verbs. So dull, gaji, and chocht.